Welcome to Hyperlocal in Huntsville, Alabama, where I showcase the incredible stories behind local businesses. I'm Sarah Runyons with eXp Realty, and today's interview is Rebecca Dotson of Stronghold Fitness. Welcome, Rebecca.
Hi there, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. So today I would like for you to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I'm Rebecca Dotson. I own Stronghold Fitness. It's a small group and personal training studio in the Hampton Cove, Owens Crossroads area. So
Mhm.
we tailor our workouts to individuals, small groups. We rarely have more than in our classes 6 to 8. So it's tailored to small is the word.
Yeah, well, you know, I'll just mention I've taken your classes before, and the fact that I'm not taking them now is no reflection on you. It's me. But I have to say something that I love about your classes is you're very individualized with the people, even though you may have a small group, you really hone in on what each individual needs. And that is so wonderful. And I know people can feel intimidated sometimes confronting themselves when they go into an exercise situation, maybe when they've not been exercising regularly. And when you walk in and you see all these other very fit people and you think, oh, I don't know if I can do this, you're very good to put people at ease. And even though you may be really cracking the whip over here on somebody that's um, really in shape, that's what they want from you. And at the same time, you're able to really handle with kid gloves somebody coming in that's not at that level. So I appreciate
Well,
that about you.
That is
Um,
that is the main goal of our of what I do is to try to meet people right where they are in their fitness and move
mhm,
them forward from that place. So no matter where you are on the spectrum,
mhm,
try
mhm.
to meet your very individual needs.
Well, I know that people really appreciate that about you, Rebecca. And I know sometimes, within a regular gym situation, people go in and they may have someone help them, figure out how to use the machines or whatever, but then it's kind of up to them. But you're very good at motivating and you've got just a consistent program. I'm going to let you talk more about that. But first of all, how long have you been in business?
I have had Stronghold Fitness Studio, like a
Mhm.
studio for five
Yes.
years. Five
Wow.
years. We're celebrating 5 years. And this month, it was 5 years right before Thanksgiving, but we're doing a celebration month this month. I've had my business for 10 years,
Mhm.
and I've been in fitness for 30 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So, and we kind of already talked about this, but can you think of any other unique qualities and experiences that set you apart in your business?
Well, I think that one thing that helped me decide to go into personal training and small group training versus gyms. I mean, I've taught in gyms my whole life, but I do have a background in elementary education as
Mhm.
well.
Mhm.
And one of the things that, as an elementary, I taught first and second grade for 10 years. One of the things as a school teacher that I found exceedingly frustrating all the time was not being able to meet the individual needs of you'd have 24 students in a
Mhm.
class and not being able to meet all their individual needs. And so
Mhm.
I kind of married that with my knowledge of exercise, and I decided that that was something that I wanted to be able to do, was take exercise, take that need to meet individual needs and marry those two. And I feel like that background has given me a little bit more unique perspective.
That's very good. So yeah, you're just naturally an educator anyway, and so you're carrying that over, and you understand. And I'm a former educator too, so we understand that you can't just teach to the masses. When you really want to move the needle in someone's life, you really have to specialize in what that particular person needs. That's very good. Um, so Could you share a memorable success story or maybe a challenging situation you've overcome in your career and what you learned from it?
Oh goodness, there's so
I know
many.
you've probably got a
Um,
few of those, but
yeah. I can think of, some great weight loss stories and things like that, but probably, and I don't know if it's one story, but
Mhm,
I've had many clients over time. I just had one today come to me and say, on vacation, I went skiing and I helped my daughter move a couch, and I was
mhm,
able to do those things successfully because of my strength that I've gained working with you. Those are the kind of
mhm,
success stories that the little, not these giant weight loss, those are wonderful too.
mhm,
But that requires a lot of outside work. It requires a lot,
mhm,
the weight loss with nutrition and so forth. And so, real specific to the training that happens with me are those stories where I have people come to me and say, I was able to lift 5 bags of groceries and it didn't hurt my back.
mhm,
Or I'm able to get down on the floor and get off of the floor and play with my grandchildren, and
mhm.
it not and it and it's I'm able to keep up with them. And
Yeah.
or my strength helped me stay healthy to run a 100-mile race,
Mhm,
because of what I'm doing, the cross training that I'm doing. And
mhm,
so, I don't have one specific instance in mind, but I've had a lot of those little, where what we do, and that's a huge thing that we want, what we
mhm,
do inside the studio enhances life outside of the studio. And anytime
mhm.
somebody comes and tells me something that they're able to do better outside of coming to our studio, to me, that's a huge success.
Absolutely. I know as I age, I realize the importance of strength. And I used to do more in the way of weight training, but as you age, I'm sure you know your muscles atrophy, and building that muscle is so important. I've heard a lot of things about how the dynamic of the muscle combined with the bone is important, especially as your bones tend to weaken. And so that brings me to the name of your company, Stronghold Fitness LLC. Is there anything behind the name that you could tell us about choosing that name?
I want it to, another thing that's really, really important to me as the
Mhm,
owner, and hopefully to everybody who's a part of my team, is that we feel like when you come in the doors, you feel like it's a safe place, a stronghold, a place where
mhm,
you feel safe to
mhm,
not be judged, to be accepted, to be held
mhm,
accountable, to be
mhm,
supported, to be encouraged. And so,
mhm.
really, that name comes behind hoping that within our doors, is a safe space.
Yes. Okay. I love that. I love that. That's a wonderful concept, and I think a lot of people resonate with that, especially when they confront themselves of, trying to get into fitness if they've been out of it. So very good. Um, so how do you stay relevant with the latest developments in your industry?
Well, I mean, just like with probably anybody in any industry, we have continuing ed that we have to,
Hmm.
that we have to, or I don't want to say have to, because I always enjoy
Hmm.
any kind of continuing ed. So,
Yes.
constantly going to continuing ed. There's a conference that I try to go to, and now that I have a team, try to get my team to go to,
Hmm.
in Atlanta, called Atlanta Mania.
Hmm.
I mean, on top of that, we try to research and look at research based studies
Hmm.
and not just look at the latest trends on Instagram, or
Right,
Snapchat
right.
or things like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great fun ideas, and there is some good
Hmm.
information that we find that way as well. But we try to make sure that what we use in our facility is all backed by the latest research. And so we're always
That's
looking at studies and those sorts of things.
Yeah, I think there are trends that come and go, but you want to feel like what you're doing is based upon science. And so that's great. And I know you have a number of certifications and stay up on those. And now you've got a team. Could you tell us anything about how you ended up expanding and how that works?
Well, the goal is to continue to be able to serve people individually, and there's only
Yeah,
one of me. So
exactly.
as we
Yeah.
take on more clients, then obviously there's only so many hours in a day. So I've
Right.
added on another trainer. Her name's Becky Fryenhagen,
Hmm.
and she started out as a client of mine, and I saw
Hmm.
potential in her to be a great trainer, and so
Hmm.
she has become a trainer herself and has been working with me for a few years now. And I have another trainer that I'm in the process of training who has her personal training certification, and her name is Hannah Failer, and she
Hmm.
has we're slowly moving her into taking on classes and looking at moving her into taking on clientele as well. And then I have a marketing manager who her name is Johanna Belankel, and she she very much feels like not just somebody who on the side does my marketing, but we're in constant communication. She has all kinds of fantastic ideas and thinks about the things that I don't really like to think about, which I'm not a marketing person.
Yes.
I'm a trainer, and
Right.
so she has all the great
Yeah,
ideas for
that's
that
awesome.
stuff. So
Well,
that's my
so
team right now.
awesome. So we've been talking a little bit about your service to your clients, but let's get more specific. Like, what are some things that you do in terms of particular, specific client customer products or services? Like, you have small groups, but you also have personal training. And could you describe that a little bit?
So our services right now entail personal training, and we
Mhm,
do one-on-one, we do couples, we do,
mhm,
if you have two friends who want to work out together.
mhm,
I've done up to three people. I've done up to four people together. That almost
mhm.
starts to feel like a group though. And so to keep
Okay.
it personal, I really like three and under
Hmm.
for that. So that's our main service. That's what we do the most of. We have small group classes, and those classes are a variety of circuit training, high intensity training, uh, heavier lifting, and then more overall lifting classes. Um, that those are our main classes.
Okay.
Um, and we cap those at 10, but we usually have smaller than 10 in a class. And
Mhm,
then we also we provide running coaching. So
mhm,
we do running plans for clients.
mhm,
We also do program writing, where we'll write programs for you that you might use on trips, or you might
mhm,
use, if you have a home gym and you're figuring out, you
mhm,
want to figure out how to use it, or if you just want somebody
mhm,
to write you a program that you follow at another, gym facility. We write programs for
mhm,
those kind of things as well. Right now, it's on pause. We're not doing
mhm.
it right now, but we have provided homeschool PE
Okay.
for a
Yeah.
number of years, and
Mhm,
we have that on pause right now, but
mhm.
that doesn't mean we won't ever provide it again. And
Yeah.
then we also have we still provide virtual training. We went completely into
Mhm.
virtual training. I'm in 2020, and we still provide that service.
Okay. That is also wonderful. And you are doing so many great things. Um, so what do you think are your key qualities that make you successful with your business?
I think that having a niche in the market that is
Mhm.
different is
Yeah.
one of the things, because we meet a need that
Mhm,
you might not get at another fitness facility.
mhm,
I think that we really try to hone in on tailoring. We meet you where
mhm,
you are. If you come in and you have whatever your issues are, there's no set program. We have people come
mhm,
in and say, before they train with us, what is my program going to look like? And we always say we can't tell you that until after we assess you and talk to you talk to you about your goals set together, and then we will be able to put together a program, because we do it individual for everybody. We don't have a set program that we follow for anybody who comes in the door.
That's great. So it's very customized, is what I
Yes.
hear you saying.
Yes.
And I will say, okay, so I homeschooled my daughters, a little bit, and one of my daughters participated in your homeschool PE and she loved it. And I will just say, I hope you can bring it back. I think that most of the people I've talked to whose kids, because with homeschool, the mom can go out and do the exercise, but she's got so many other things she's doing. And it was just really nice to be able to take her to your homeschool PE. And every time she was just so excited to go. And I think it just really energized her. And you had fun, very active. I mean, they didn't, they stayed busy the whole time, but she enjoyed it very much so. And so yeah, if you get that going again, that's just a little plug for the homeschool PE. It was great. Um,
Well, Sarah, if I don't know if you remember, but you're the one who suggested that I do that.
well,
So
actually, I do. I remember thinking, "Hey, could you offer this?" Because
yeah,
I
and it
could
was
use it, and I know other people could as well. And I'm so glad it worked out. I was always happy to see that it was continuing on after my daughter participated in it, and yeah, it was a really good thing. I know a lot of folks in the area homeschool and can benefit from that. So it's been so good talking with you. But the last question I have for you today, is there one thing you'd like our audience to take away from this interview about you and your business? And what would that be?
well, probably the thing that I want to get out is that there's we fit a niche in the market that it might not be for you, but you might know somebody that needs that personalized training. We work with all age groups. I would say that our primary clientele is females, but we do have men clients as well. We also, probably our clientele is primarily late 20s to late 60s. So we kind of have a large range in there of people. We do work with clients over 60 into their 70s. We do work with clients younger than 20s. But our primary range is during that, or in that age range. And so if you are somebody or know somebody who needs a kickstart, who needs some direction to figure out, to me, it is worth, what we try to get across is that it's what money well worth spent, because we pack as much as we can into that time. Most of our clientele is 30 to 45 minutes, and we use that time very wisely. It's planned, you're in and out during that time. And it's also the more that you take care of yourself, and the more that you invest in your own health, the less you're going to be paying for prescriptions and doctor's visits and those kind of things. And it's hard to think of that that as far as an investment, but it really truly is.
Absolutely.
On the front end.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
it
I
saves you
totally
money if
agree
you
with
really think
that.
about it.
Yeah, and I like that you work across different age groups, and you have enough knowledge to be able to understand the needs of the different age groups. That's so good because what someone can do when they're 25 versus when they're 65 is going to be different.
Vastly different.
Yeah,
Vastly.
very much so.
And
And
I was going to say one more thing.
yes,
Speaking of
absolutely.
that, if you don't mind,
Sure.
we are, Becky, my other Becky Freinhagen that I was speaking about earlier, she has specializations in senior fitness, and we are working to try to get a senior small group class program up and running. So that's something to kind of be on the lookout for.
Oh, that's great to know. Great to know. I will make sure that I let people know that if I know people that might be interested. Well, thank you so much, Rebecca. You're such a delight, and you're such a bright spot here in the Cove with your business and what you offer. And so, thanks so much. It was great talking with you today. I hope that you'll have a good day and a good start to 2024.
Great. Thank you so much for having me, Sarah. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Bye bye.